Guys, welcome to Foreplay Podcast, or welcome back to Foreplay Podcast. Today we're going to be answering your questions directly from our Instagram, talking about butt stuff. We're super excited to dive into this topic today. But yeah, here we go. All right, so guys, how's your sex life in quarantine right now? Have you guys been masturbating? I have not. I've been dry in the Sahara Desert, no motivation to do anything. What about you? What about Emily?
No motivation to even touch yourself?
No, it's been sad over here.
I don't know what has been going on with my porn lately, but it takes me 20 minutes to find a good porn, and then 2 minutes. I'm like, this is dumb. This isn't even worth it. So last night I was scrolling. Oh, I was going to tell you guys this also. I think my settings on Pornhub are that a different language. It comes up what? And it's so weird. I don't know if you guys have this problem, but it comes up as English titles, but then when I click on the video, it's not English. And I'm like, that's fine. You don't really need to understand. You can understand without understanding. I don't want to be reading subtitles while I'm trying to relax.
It's harder, Daddy.
It's I don't know what is wrong. But anyways, so last night, it took me so long to find a good one. And then I finally did, and I just skipped right through, and I was like, I'm tired now. Other than that, my Pornhub being in a different language. My dad right above me that he can hear absolutely everything. It's been okay. The tear rolls down my face. But how about you, Jada?
Honestly, Emily, I identify with you because it's those clips, those 10-second clips while you're choosing which video to pick. You're like, nah, not good enough, but you're this much closer. But honestly, completely unlike me, I swear I have not orgasmed for 10 days. What? At least. It feels like at least. But
it's actually been 2 days.
I packed a bag to go to my significant other's house, and the number one object in my bag is these. And number two is a big ass vibrator. So that's gonna change. But yeah, literally so dry. But also G's here for me. I don't know about everyone else. I have a recommendation. Get intimate with yourself. Light some candles and just look at yourself in the mirror naked and be like
I do that every time I shower.
Listen to some music and be like,
I just need to log on to porn and just even if I'm not horny, just get horny. Find the video that's right for me and just be like, this is what I'm doing tonight, whether you
it's like working out. You don't want to do it, but you're gonna do it and you're gonna feel good after.
I'll get all the Kemi boys after. I'll be like,
Yeah, just make it part of your nightly routine.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously.
So, that's my homework, guys.
Maddie, what about your nightly routine?
Yeah, sorry. No, go on. Maddie.
It's funny that you mentioned your Pornhub because I was on Pornhub last night and I clicked on, I swear, 10 videos and none of them were loading. I restarted my phone. It wasn't working. I put my 3G on. It wasn't working. And I was like, stress.
The worst.
I just want to have an orgasm.
And that's you, Maddie.
Literally panic. But yeah, other than that, it's been fine. I'm on my period right now, and I don't really like period sex, so it's been a little dry, but I'm still masturbating, so it's okay.
I was going to say a little dry and a little goopy, but just...
Yeah. Oh. What's it called? The wall? What's the wall called that turns into blood? Uterine lining.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
What? Your uterine lining just comes out to say hello mid-orgasm.
I've been there. I've literally been masturbating, thought my period was gone, so I took my tampon out, squirted, got blood all over the place, like someone had been murdered.
No.
I was like sitting there like, ah.
Always
I'm like
asking
running
order.
around my house with a bloody towel. My partner's like, what are you doing?
Oh my god.
Wait, I think I like period sex. It's gross, but it's true.
If it feels good, it feels good.
I'm just more horny.
Oh,
I
me
swear.
too. I just like don't want to be touched.
That's fair. That is fair. You just feel like a blob. You're like,
Yeah. I'm like, I don't need you. I just need food and my happy sack.
Yeah.
it's true.
A lot of wine.
Amazing. Well, guys, let's get into the questions. I'm going to start us off, but first, before we even get into the questions, guys, I have some clarification to do. Okay, I got some heat on our last video. Okay, I'm over it now. I want to talk about anal beads again. I don't know what I said specifically in the last one, but I definitely know I made this motion. Okay, listen, people, your body isn't a goddamn Beyblade. You're not gonna pull it out and start fucking spinning, okay? It's not. That's not the way it works. I watched a bunch of porn. I was watching a bunch of porn stars use anal beads as well, and they go like decently fast, but they've had practice, and they're also animals, okay? You are a normal person in your room testing this out. Do not rip it out. The reason why you don't want to do that is because it could tear. Also, you really want to make sure that you're using a ton of lube. I don't remember if I mentioned that in the last time I was talking about this, but use a ton of lube because if it's dry, it could cause a lot of tearing, and you don't want your asshole to tear. Trust me, that just sounds awful. Probably feels way worse.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the thing I really quickly wanted to mention about the anal beads is try it solo, like try it alone before you try it with a partner, and then you can see how fast you want to go, because if you're fucking doing that eventually, fine. Tell your partner you're a fucking Beyblade. But before that, slow, and steady wins the race.
Okay. Fucking Beyblade. Oh my
Fucking weird.
Okay.
I can picture that so clearly too.
He's not a Beyblade. Why are you so funny?
My next question, guys, is does anal hurt? Now, I am probably the worst one to fucking answer this question for you guys. So I want to say yes and no. The reason I want to say yes and no is because for me, I've had some painful experiences, like some just horrible, mind-numbing experiences, but it's not supposed to hurt. As we've learned from the previous video that Emily has talked to us about, you need to have the beginner's guide. Okay, do the beginner's guide. Then it won't hurt. Then you'll feel great and you'll be like, yes, I want to do this all the time. Just make sure you, okay, go slow. And then maybe if it does hurt, it goes in and you're just like, whoa, just reassess the situation. Be like, you know what? I need some clit stimulation. I need I need a candle going. I need some chocolate or something just to relax. Just relax. Then you can be in the right state of mind to try again. And that's fine. It's normal to have some discomfort for sure. I think all of us have had discomfort in anal, but that's fine. That's completely normal, but it shouldn't hurt, okay? So yes and no is my answer to that one. My next one was, what can I stick up there? So everyone, I said this last time, toys with a flared base, okay? A flared base. If you don't know what that means, it's something that's bigger than the toy itself so that it doesn't go up your asshole, okay? Because I have read the horror stories on Twitter. I know what it looks like when something goes up there, and you don't want it. You do not want a doctor elbow deep into your asshole. You don't want it. You don't want that, okay? Start with fingers. That's totally fine. Any lube is fine. Just make sure that you're using the proper lube with the proper toy. We talked about that in the last one as well if you're not too sure. Once again, you can stick a penis up there. You can do a strap on. Pretty much anything. Just make sure you do the right preparation and then you're good to go. Okay, does that help? I hope it does. Matt or Jada, take us away with the next questions.
Cool. So I got 3 questions. What are the effects of long-term anal sex? What can it do to the body? So personally, only done it twice. My grandma can hear me. Fuck my life.
It's okay. My dad can hear me.
But to be completely honest, my research shows that there's minimal damage that repeated anal sex can do to the body. There are very small chances of prolapse or leakage, and I feel like that's what all like the memes are about, is like, oh, I can't stop shitting myself. For those who don't know, prolapse. Grandma, do you know what prolapse is? Should I ask her? Is when your pelvic muscles weaken and cause organ slippage over, but what it said is it's a very small chance of that happening over your lifetime. So I feel like that's doing it every single day, 3 times a day, not waiting until your body's ready. Like, I feel like you have to go to extremes to experience that, or maybe have other issues. Like, I don't know if maybe IBS might have something to do with that. Your bowels already go under like a lot of stress. So take that with a grain of salt. It's safe. It's really, really, really safe. As long as you make it safe too. Boundaries, know yourself, know you.
Follow the beginner's guide.
Follow the beginner's guide. Don't put this in your asshole.
No, and it's so funny because I've had
your asshole.
people message me and be like, lol, I did the exact same thing, and yeah, it's not right. Like, horror stories.
That's amazing.
Okay, so another question I got was, how do you prep? Emily talked about this in our last video, but we're just going to go over it again because apparently you can't know enough to use a flare base. I'm just kidding. So you can poop beforehand. You can poop the day before, take a big one, maybe have some laxatives, like a small amount 2 days before. Please do not just like shove laxatives in your body an hour before you're going to do it, because that will not be pretty for any of you. I feel like that is where the horror stories come from. But
or even just like have some, don't even take laxatives, just have some goddamn vegetables.
I was going to say
just have some vegetables and you'll be fine, people.
Yeah, literally. Since I've been trying to eat 600 grams of vegetables a day, I've never shit more. And they're kind of getting to Emily's where they're not solid. They break apart halfway, but let me tell you, they float. So poop. Or shower or douche. Poop lives up high, so even if you don't go poop right before, that is totally okay. It lives up high, so unless you're literally about to shit yourself, it's not really necessary. And this is coming from the person who thought they had to shit and then put this in their body. Okay? Take your time, use fingers, use toys, do whatever you gotta do. Like Emily said,
Eat the booty hole first.
because the more stimulated you are, G just said use clit stimulation, or if you have a penis and you're doing anal, stimulate your balls, stimulate your shaft, your head, whatever you got to do. Use a vibrator, whatever makes you feel good. It's going to relax your mind, your body. Maybe have 1 glass of wine. I'm not saying get totally drunk because we want consensual sex, but drink, smoke a little something. Maybe not, but anyways, take your time, low and slow, like G said. Always, always, always use what?
Lube.
Yes, oh my God. Always, always, always use lube. The right kind of lube. We know what it is. I was just reading too, oil-based lubes will dissolve condoms, so don't use an oil-based lube if you're using a condom, whether it's on a toy or a penis or what have you. And be safe. Use barriers. These are actually packed because I'm going to have sex tonight. Break this 10-day bullshit. My significant other was like, you want to come over tonight? We're like looking to rent an apartment and we have to finish the application, but his ID's at his house and whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'll come over tonight. We gonna fuck? And he was like, maybe. And I was like, yeah. So use barriers, use gloves, use condoms, use dental dams, whatever you got to do. Okay. The last question I had were, what are some good douching products and how do you douche properly, or what are the best ways to douche? So also, I am not the best person to answer this. Did some research for sure, but I have never ever douched. Ever. Again, put something in my butt when I thought I was going to poop myself already. So wrong bitch. But what I learned is that there are a couple different ways to like technically douche. You can also use the term enema, I learned, because enema can refer to the fluid that you put in your body, which we learn, which we're about to learn is like a saline laxative solution. Or you can just use water. But the process of like the definition of enema as a process is filling your rectum with fluid and then letting it expel to fly all the little bits out. The asshole waterfall. So you can use a couple different things. You can use a douche. You can use a shower enema. You can use enema bulbs. You can find those at like sex toy retailers. You can use fleet enemas. You can find those at a drugstore or like online. All of this stuff is relatively accessible. I didn't find too bad of prices for them. Like, I feel like you can between like in and around $20. So you can definitely go higher than that. But I would say if you're tight on money and you are interested in douching, $10-20 probably be okay. So you can either use like a water or like that saline laxative solution or just like a saline solution I found. And I found some steps to douching. So how to, and this is first step, get in the shower. Just in case, please, just in case. You want to clean the nozzle of the enema or the douche or whatever that you're using. Make sure it's a clean one. You want to, if you're using like a douche or an enema bulb or something where you put the water into the object and then put it up there, you want to make sure the water is a little bit less than lukewarm because you can, in fact, burn the inside of your body, and that would not be fun, right? Could you imagine? Have you ever had spicy poops?
Yeah.
Yeah. This sounds worse than spicy poops. Oh my God. You want to lubricate the tip of the douche or the enema bulb or what have you, and you can even use like some lube on your finger. Use your finger to relax your anus, and then you take a deep breath, squeeze it, wait for a little bit, and then and that is pretty much it. You know your body best, so if it feels super uncomfortable or like something's wrong, stop, go at your own pace. But it's bound to be a little bit foreign, especially if you haven't done it or ever. I kind of want to douche and then do a review on it.
Yeah.
I was gonna buy a douche for this to show everyone, but we have an enema bulb, so that worked out perfectly. I just didn't do any of the shit I was gonna do. But yeah, and then let it expel. See little bits fly down the shower drain. Clean your bathtub before you have a tub after that, please and thank you. We do not want pink eye, okay? But yeah, and then for products, I found 3 of the top 10 that I found in my search. So again, prices in and around $20 I found. The top one was the Tracy Cox Super Sex Flexible Tip Anal Douche. Hi, Grandma. $19.99. This I found on Love Honey. We've heard a lot about Love Honey. I think I bought my very first toy from there. As far as I know, they are okay, but I haven't. Yeah. It's made of silicone. It's submergible. You can get a 1-year guarantee when you register with Love Honey, so that's pretty cool. But that would be ordering online. Another one I found was the Love Honey Anal Douche Kit. And that one holds 6.8 fluid ounces. That's a lot of liquid into your butt. That one is also $19.99. And this is Canadian pricing, so that's pretty good. You can also finance on Love Honey, which is cool. So if you're really tight for cash, just finance your douche. Another one I found, which is way less expensive, it's the Basics Anal Douche. It holds 7.6 fluid ounces, and it is $12.99. The reason the first one was like the top, the reviews were like the tip was the perfect size, it's just long enough. They said it was really easy to like clean and reuse, and just went in really smoothly, very soft silicone. So that's probably what I would recommend. But if you know a good one, let us know. We'll put it on our story or something. Let's share the love. And then next is
So I had a couple questions. One of them I'm gonna kind of cop out of because I want your guys' opinions. So my first question was, how long do you wait to ask your partner that this is something that you want to try? And my answer would be as soon as you guys are having sex. I think that if you already are having sex and there's no problem talking about anal sex, just because it's not as taboo as it used to be. So I don't know, I think it's pretty normal, especially just to have the conversation, just be like, hey, are you interested in this? And then if they're like no, like,
oh yeah, me neither.
just kidding.
no.
No, just kidding. But yeah, just bring it up. It's not weird. Stop making it weird. It's not weird. But I wanted your guys' opinions.
Oh,
Ooh.
I agree. I would say if you're having sex already, like, just sit them down and be like, hey, I want to put things in my butt.
Yeah.
You want to be that
Including
person
you.
for me.
Yeah, honestly, like, I definitely agree. If it's something you want, you're never really going to get it unless you ask for it, unless you're completely okay with doing it by yourself. That's totally fine too. Fantasies can be fantasies and what have you. But also, if you're like nervous about asking somebody, ask them to like write down a list. Make it like 3 things you really want to do, 3 things you would never do, and 3 things you might try. And maybe you guys are on the same page for that stuff. And that's kind of like a nice like nonverbal communication. It can also be like a surprise for like date night if you have a partner, and you could like do that, wait until the night that you guys are like gonna do it, and then switch and be like, ooh, and then it gives you all like sorts of ideas.
That's a fun idea. I like that.
Really good idea. I think for me, I didn't come out and ask my partner, but they asked me, they were like, was anal something you've done before or did in your last relationship? And I said no, but I was interested in it. So that kind of started the conversation for me. I wasn't like, I want to do anal, like, let's do it. But it was a like, have you done it before? Or like, are you experienced in this? That could be another good question. Like, are you experienced in this? And if they're like not, do you want to do it together? Do you want to experience it together? Something like that. That's just how I did it with my partner.
Yeah, I think if you like say it in just a way that it's just a conversation, you take the weirdness out of it. But I agree with Jada. I tried this with my partner, and it was exactly like the 3 things, or however much you want to do. I think we were sitting in a restaurant. We were sitting in Jada's restaurant, and we were doing the list, and we were like, the bartender could obviously hear us writing down our list. And she was like, but because she works with Jada, she's like,
so what are you guys writing down?
we were like, well, we're writing down a list of what we want to try, what we don't want to ever try, and what we're like curious about, and then we just compared our lists. But yeah, that was a perfect way to not only take the conversation or the weirdness out of the conversation for that, but like everything and anything that you want to try, want to try. What? Sorry?
Yeah. I said open up the doors, open the floodgates.
Yeah.
Specifically to your asshole.
Literally the floodgates. It's an enema. But my next question was, why does it feel like I'm pooping during anal sex? Which I don't know. Do you guys have this problem? Because I feel like I'm taking.
Oh yeah,
yes.
The whole time. It's like the best poop though.
Yeah.
Right after, you're like, ah.
Yeah. And so some of the stuff I was searching up was, so your sphincter, it is a muscle, so it does need to be relaxed. It's not self-lubricated, so you do need to lubricate it. And we've talked about the lubes to use as well as the beginner's guide. We don't need to go over that again. But there's also, it's because of all of the nerve endings. So you have so many nerves in there, and that's what your body, that's what that hole is meant for. Okay, it's meant for taking a shit. I don't think when we were created by whatever, I don't care, they were like, you know what, let's make this hole for shitting and also getting anal. You know, it was just meant for shitting. But we used it ourselves, and we were like, okay, this is it. This is what we're gonna do. So just accept it. That's what it is. So it's always gonna feel like that, but if you do the right steps, it's gonna take a lot of the like pain or discomfort out of it. You just gotta like accept the shit, you know? Because it's a good one. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. When I was searching it up, it was like, it always feels like it's like a reverse poo.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So
especially once it's like a certain amount in, it just starts, it's like, is this gonna hurt? Oh, it doesn't hurt. Oh, I'm shitting. And then it's just the rest of the time it's like shitting, pleasure.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just have to accept that feeling to be able to actually relax and enjoy that feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know if that feeling of having to go to the bathroom ever fully goes away. I don't know.
I think it's just part of it.
Yeah.
it's not like, for me anyways, it hasn't been super overwhelming where I'm like, I can't do this, but it does definitely. It's the only other thing you have to compare it to, that's for sure.
Yeah, and in the past, it's literally felt like a log was about to come out.
Yeah, like those big ones.
And I don't poop logs, so
Oh my gosh.
Emily's never met a solid shit in her life.
no.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But yeah, so next, those are all my questions. So next, it's Maddie.
Okay, so let me get comfortable here. This is gonna go over a lot of what Jada said. I'm just gonna reiterate. But someone asked, what are the potential risks of anal? And I think they're super important to go over just so everyone's kind of aware. So the main, and this is all from the website insider.com. So if you want to look it up yourself, go ahead. But yeah, so the main risk is damaging the delicate tissue which lines your anus. You must prepare yourself for anal sex, and not doing so can result in unnecessary pain and bleeding. Excessive anal play can lead to a prolapsed anus and hemorrhoids, which is what Jada was talking about. But the majority of people who explore anal pleasure will never experience this. So just prepping, making sure you're taking your time, and you'll probably never ever run into those problems. Like she was saying, it takes a lifetime, so you're probably fine. And then, yeah, just making sure you're using ample amount of lube, prep before any anal play, and like I said in the previous video, use protection because anal play can carry a high risk of passing on HIV. So make sure you're using suitable protection.
Yep. I have a question for you guys.
Oh, okay, I'm ready.
Has anyone had hemorrhoids?
Nope.
No.
Ow! Can you tell me about them? I'm like, ow, I want to know.
That's when I was backpacking, and I told you guys about that. It was
My last week, and I was in Peru, and I was sick that entire trip. Like, not one day did I not have diarrhea. But yeah, so I had one right as I was coming home, and it was so painful because I was constantly shitting and not like nice pooping. It was so painful. I've told you guys this story, but because I had nothing. It was just me and my backpack. That's it. And so I went and I got my Vaseline chapstick, and I rubbed my Vaseline chapstick on my asshole.
Did it help?
Soothe it. And yes, it helped.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I had nothing else. And I was before I went to the last like city where it was like Lima, there was nothing there. Like you were not gonna get medical supplies if you needed it. So it was just me and my little Vaseline chapstick until I got home and actually went to the doctor.
Honestly, Vaseline chapstick is already a do or die, but that really puts it into perspective.
Yeah. So that's what I used to soothe my hemorrhoid. I wouldn't recommend.
Well, thank you for sharing your story.
We have proper access here, but yeah, that's what I had to do.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, just as a warning, please prep for anal play. Please. So the other thing I had, which we had been asked along the lines of this, is anal sex or anal play just for gay people? Obviously it's not. Raise your hand here if you are gay.
Oh, I was ready to put up my hand because I thought you were going to ask about anal. I was like, ding, ding, ding.
So yeah, none of us are, and I think we all like anal. So there you go. There's that. But I'm gonna go
for some girls, but you know, I said I'm sure we'll all go for some girls in our lifetime, but we don't identify as that.
Yep. I'm just gonna go a little bit deeper between pleasure you can have from anal with a vagina and with a penis. So I'm gonna start with vaginas. So this is also from insider.com. Not only are there tons of nerve endings in the anal canal which aren't present in the vagina, but you can also orgasm through indirect stimulus of the clitoris. So the best way I can describe this is your clit has legs. So like if this is your clit, it has the nerve endings and they can go all the way down to your asshole.
Oh,
It's different on every person, so that might not be true to you, but that is possible that it can go all the way down there.
whoa.
You can feel indirect pleasure from anal stimulus. So there's that.
I feel like that's real. Like, I feel like I know what they're talking about.
I don't think I've experienced it enough to know, but I believe it for sure. The only other thing they said was the shape of the clitoris can also help some people attain the mythical G-spot orgasm through anal penetration. So
I feel like I know that too.
so that kind of covers how people with vaginas can feel pleasure from anal. And then I'm just going to go through having a penis. So through your anus, you can reach your prostate, which is a small almond-shaped button that hides behind the base of your penis that, when stimulated properly, leads to multiple orgasms similar to those experienced by women and the ability to ejaculate without needing to be erect or touching the penis. So there you have it. Everyone can enjoy anal sex. But that was everything for me. Did you guys have anything else to add?
No, other than I still want anal beads. Like, still. I'm a
Might as
Beyblade.
well.
I'm kidding. I'm not a Beyblade. Please.
Thanks for watching, guys. We really appreciate it. If you have any more questions or you want to watch our previous video, if you missed something, click the link. We'll put it in the bio, the description. We'll put it in the description for you. We appreciate all your love and support. You can find us at Foreplay Podcast on Instagram. If you have any questions, please feel free to DM us. We're always answering them. So, yeah. Enjoy. I hope you're enjoying quarantine.
Masturbate.
Yes.
Masturbate.
For Jada. Keep her in mind. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, bye, guys.